I used to always get the question, Natty, what would you do if you wasn't a singer? And I was like, well, I wouldn't be me. I don't know what I'd do. I can't answer that question. But one of the things I know about music, and the thing which, even subconsciously making music, is the healing element of it.
I won't be too overly modest. I'll say it's meant a lot to a lot of people.
The theory, unity is strength, and the coming together of ones and ones.
Yes, sir. I'm on his angel man from creation.
And all of these different things that we learn as we grow, and we pay attention to the signals along the way. So
we're here at Livingston Studios, and we are recording some tracks, and we're doing this in celebration of 10 years since the release of Man Like I.
Okay, my debut album, it's called Man Like I. These deck chairs are weird, you know.
And I just feel like it's about, like I say, it's about the right time where I say, yo, give thanks for this journey so far. This is the album, here's some new songs.
So since it's more than just one I, it's no man like I and I. Seeing? To all over there, I and I.
The thing about Man Like I, and another reason for me revisiting and celebrating this fact is that album was recorded in 2 weeks. I was under a lot of pressure. It's nice to come in here and just be able to just take time and allow the melodies and the bass to breathe. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer to complete whatever it is that I'm making, but I feel like we allow the space for the point to got to quicker. I know it sounds like a juxtaposition, but it's all about searching for the identity of the song.
One of these. The very end, like pa ta 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 ta. Dun. So like, imagine you're sustaining, like dun, dun.
Like for example, Revolution. Revolution's a song that was half finished, but I was playing it one time in the studio while we were recording, and the producer was like, "We gotta record that." And I was like, "Yeah, it's not even finished." It's like, "Yeah, but we gotta record that now because it's banging." It's like, "All right, cool, let's record that." But is there any other arrangements? No, it's just the acoustic. All right, cool, let's put it on the album like that. Another song, Hey Man, as we recorded on the album, and we just rush, rush, rush.
Hey Man is a song about my generation.
Yeah, this is a chance for me as well to revisit some of the songs and how I had them in my head. Now we can put them on record, and even I can bring in some friends and we can sing them together.
Yeah, so let me hit that bridge there.
Coloured Souls. I wanted to do it the way we did it because I did want to feature on it, and Maverick just fit.
Do we run in life or do we follow it like I've been running for so long? Do you wonder if this song
The songs I was writing from a different state of mind. There was different levels of consciousness. There was different experiences that all shaped how I was as a young boy. I'd say a young boy trying to be a man. Because as a young man, you say, "Here I am." And you want to say, "Here I am" with the loudest roar, and you want all the other lions to turn around and listen and say, "Rah, this lion can roar good." But when you start to grow and you've seen the Pride Lands a couple times over, then it's like you start to hear different tones in the roar, if you see what I'm saying. It's been a pleasure revisiting some of these songs and just flipping them. We've also got a couple of new songs which also kind of show where I'm at now, show a little bit of the journey. So I wrote a song called Where's the Answer? Where's the answer to the mighty question? I didn't really have a place for it on the Release the Fear album, and it just seemed to fit on this one. And yeah, it's the questions that we all ask ourselves sometimes. I've got a song called One People. One love, one heart, one people. That's also a gang on the record. That was written when we took a trip to Sudan. I wrote the basis of that song sitting on the bank of the River Nile. And Again, it didn't make the previous Release the Fear album, and it was a song celebrating again the similarity and all these different things, like my brother, no, you're my brother, no, but it's a brother thing. And so like even that become a thing in a band. Yes, brother, it's just a brother thing.
We love you all, we are our brothers.
We were like the first band to play in cartoon since Bob Marley, that was talking about lyrics that weren't sanctioned by like Sharia law kind of thing, and it was a big deal. And they only printed off like 100 flyers and only did like one Facebook post, and like 3,000 people showed up. And it just kind of went off, and there was like, the promoter had like a handcuff with bail money, and there was security and CID and secret police. It was crazy. And so yeah, it inspired this song. Like, I got family now. I got many experiences under the belt. It's less about self and more about the similarities between the different ones and ones that I've seen on my journeys. And it's a little bit less ego, maybe. And then that has other ramifications, especially in this society, when you have less ego-based music and more, yeah, just I and I and I and I and I. One of the major parts of my growth was the traveling that I did both in Africa and South America. Visiting elders, Rasta elders, shamanic elders, you get to see things like the oneness and the levels of communication, the different levels of communication that isn't just through talking, and different frequency, and that all has something to do with the music. And the healing, man, it's just about this healing trod. Like I say, with the music, with bringing joy, not only bringing joy, but bringing a certain amount of substance where we can all raise a vibration together, because it's about that time. We've been in these times for a while where raising of the vibration is key. It can be quite spiritually demanding, having to deal with all these things that are thrown at us. Therefore, healing is a very, very strong part of what we, the rebel ship, is trying to achieve. When you go through certain journeys and certain ups and downs and hills and valleys, you get to a place where you become at peace with the fact that you're a vessel and you're a conduit. It's not you. These songs aren't you. And I've always known this, but being at peace with it. So i.e. doing what you're supposed to do, not just what you want to do. This album is a body of new material that has marked out certain elements of this journey on 10 years, as well as these new songs. We've got some remixes that have been handled by people that have also been a part of this journey. And I've worked with artists on reworkings of some of the old tracks, and these artists have either been a part of this journey through they have inspired me, or maybe I have directly or indirectly inspired them and we've just come to know each other, because my album came out at a time when there was no one really that looked like me or sounded like me on the airwaves, and so it led to a lot of other different sounds coming. Yeah, so it's just a few remixes, a few new versions, a couple new songs, and man like I and I, we celebrate 10 years in this since making the connection. And what better way than to give thanks and celebrate that first connection, because the first cut is the deepest, and that one always has rung true. So we celebrate that fact and we move forward. Many more albums to come.